Welcome to the new ban list that just dropped. It looks like 34 minutes ago from my time frame. And man, I gotta tell you, I am hyped. Rare Konami W, high key. So the limited and forbidden list, or forbidden and limited list, finally got dropped. And honestly, I'm a little shocked over the banned portion. Not because of Aguido, Kelbeck, and Isolde. I think that everyone knew eventually they were gonna hit that. Although I thought Isolde could have a chance to stay. But I mean, Infernoble now has to deal without it, so tough luck to them. Circular finally got banned, and I guess, you know, it was a long time coming, but Mathemac was not doing anything in the TCG, so I really didn't think it warranted the ban. But hey, that's just how things go. Guido Kelbeck being banned finally checks tier limits in a way that it wasn't last format, and I'm glad because I got rid of my tier limit deck not that long ago. In fact, I did so just last week, thinking that this deck was going to get hit, and it did. That doesn't mean that tier limits is not doing anything at this point. It just means that they just don't have ways to, you know, get super greedy anymore. They got to get really lucky on their mills now, and I mean, they still have the horse package, right? But it's not like that consistent, so they're just gonna have to find a way to really make things work at this point. But yeah, big dub. Kind of sad though that it's gone, considering the light sworn support that came out, but I mean, they'll be fine. Next, we got the limited list, and I gotta say, I really like this limited list here. First thing that came back is Harpour, which is great. Don't think Orcus is going to be a really big meta contender at all. If anything, they're just going to be chilling for the most part. But now they're actually playable, because now you have a starter again that is just, you know, it's been a long time coming. Redox finally came back. I really thought Blaster was going to come back too, unless I'm tripping and Blaster is already back, which I don't really know. But you know, I'll check that later. That being said, this is one step closer to getting all of the rulers back. I really just think that they should just bring them all back to 3, but I would say they're gonna do that in their own time. So at this point, we'll just deal with that and hope that the rest of the Dragon Rulers follow suit, being Tidal, right? That should be the only other one banned if Blaster is limited right now. Now, on the next one, we have Airlifter. I figured they would actually check Rescue Ace pretty hard in the TCG. It's been doing really well after the Bellstar support. Does one lifter make the deck unplayable? Certainly not, but it's definitely a lot more fragile, and you're just gonna have to play that deck really smart. I'm also glad that I did not keep that deck on me. Shervara is really funny. A friend of mine just picked up the list and finally finished it last week. He played it in the recent Fort Worth Regional. He almost topped, you know, it's unfortunate, but he made it pretty far, and now Shervara is to 1. Again, deck is not unplayable anymore, but you are more prone to imperm as you only have the 1. You can't just, you know, use it all willy-nilly. This makes Unchained. Maybe not tier 1, maybe tier 2, but you know, with the resources that they still have, I can't imagine that the deck is going to be too bad. They definitely lost some consistency though. Dryas and Healer, honestly, it's been a long time coming. Do I care in general? Yes, because I don't like this deck, but I could have lived without it. I much rather would have liked a lowkey ban, high key. Banning lowkey would have been the icing on the cake, and everything else could have stayed at 3, but whatever. Ib, man, so I was hoping that this card would actually get unbanned, and now it is unbanned. So I wonder what kind of applications Ib is going to have again in the game. It only lasted for like a few months when it first came out in 2018. I was playing it in the Dinosaur Dragon build, you know, where you had all that little fancy stuff with here, I think I could pull up the deck list. on my dueling book, because I'm pretty sure I have the list from like way back when. And so I'll just put it on the screen here whilst I am talking about it. But yeah, next up, Snatch Steal. We have Snatch Steal back, you know, it's whatever, I don't care. It's just another form of interruption going second. Goes in match, rivalry, and there can be only one. I'm so glad that they finally limited the floodgates. Now, where is the skill drain hit? I would have loved to see that, but you know, it happens. Next up, we have the semi-limited Pankratops. Honestly, very good. Speedroid Teratop, sure. Speedroid's not doing anything. Sleeping Memory, it was bound to happen. This card, because in the TCG we have War, like in Master Duel, it was warranted to get hit sooner or later. And this makes Pearly not any much less consistent, but the idea of getting the first turn Baby Noir setup is a little bit less likely now, but not too bad. However, I do think they should have maybe checked this to 1 in a format that is coming up where every other top contender got hit. I feel like Pearly is going to be the next best deck until we get that Snake Eye support, until we get the Prometheus Link 3 and all that other good stuff. Next is the Unlimited, and I really didn't think they were going to do this, but they actually did bring back Unicorn, which is whatever. Cashier does nothing without Rise Heart, so this is fine. Infernity Archfiend to 3. Do I think that Infernities are going to be a big threat? Not really, but I do feel that a lot of people are going to play it in the format. So I wonder how the trend is going to follow once we get the new main set here in February. Next up, Mind Control. So Mind Control to 3 is great. I feel like we had it back to 3 at one point like 5 years ago, but my head is just, oh, whatever. So Desires to 3, instead of hitting the other pots to like 1, maybe to 2, they ended up bringing back Desires to 3, which is a little crazy. I was not expecting that, but I guess it makes my, you know, Sword Soul deck a bit more consistent. We'll just see how that goes. Spellbook of Judgment to 3 is bound to happen. Sprite started to 3, that's fine. I don't think Sprite is going to be any more powerful until they get Elf back. And if Elf never comes back, then Sprite's never going to be, you know, dangerous, right? Same thing with like Swap Frog, or yeah, Swap Frog. If Swap Frog doesn't come back, I don't see the boards being that crazy. And then lastly, a card that I was hoping would come back to 3 ever since it got limited back in the day, Upstart Goblin. I wonder if people will actually use this card, especially with the time constraints that you are under at this point in time. I know that if I could make my deck any more consistent, I'd certainly play it. So we'll just see. But I think that in many cases, if you really need the draw aspect, or you know, the searchability, the pot cards are probably going to do better for you than Upstart will. So let's just see how that works in conjunction with the other consistency that decks have nowadays. So yeah, not gonna lie, I'm very happy with this ban list. If there was one other thing that I would have liked to see hit, it was probably Skill Drain, it's probably lowkey, but this overall is fine. I really wonder how powerful Rescue Ace is going to be moving forward, as well as Unchained. And aside from that, I mean, RIP Infernoble. I truly don't know how the combo will now move with that deck, especially not being able to dump, you know, the normal equip spell that negates the spell effect, right, on resolution. But we'll just see. Tearlament's probably going to be gone in the format. If people are going to play it, it's probably a rogue contender at best. So yeah, I think Pearly best deck for a few months. Oh, also, weirdly enough, they didn't hit Labyrinth. I guess with Transaction Rollback, they really want to sell that card. They're probably going to print it as a secret. They're probably going to make Labyrinth players very happy. So I guess in my part, I'm glad that I picked up the deck. So I guess that's what I'm going to play until the Fire King support comes out. And by support, I mean the next main set. So yeah. Thank you for watching, guys. I think this is a pretty good list overall. Hopefully, things will be, you know, smooth coming up into January 1st. So catch you guys later. Peace. Thanks for watching.